I want to ask you something, and I want you to really sit with this for a second before you answer. Have you ever felt this deep, almost uncomfortable pull toward coaching? Like something inside of you just knows that you are supposed to be helping people, but then the very next thought is, what if I'm just making this up? If that's you, you are in exactly the right place today. Because there is a very specific kind of woman who ends up on a video like this. She's not lazy. She's not without gifts. She's actually incredibly talented. But she's stuck in this exhausting loop of feeling like she's called, but then immediately talking herself out of it. Questioning whether the calling is real, whether she's qualified enough, whether God would really use her for something like this. And I want to talk to her today, because I was her. And what I had to learn the hard way changed everything about how I built my business. Now, before we get into it, quick note, this is video number 2 in my Build Your Signature offer series. And if you haven't watched video 1 yet, go back and check that one out after this. It lays all of the groundwork for everything that we're going to be building together in this series. And today we're going deeper into the part that most business coaches completely skip over. And honestly, it might be the most important conversation that we have in this whole series. Now, if you're new here, hey, I'm Lena Hines from Her Marketing Mentor. I'm an MBA-trained business and marketing strategist, and I've had the privilege of helping hundreds of coaches, consultants, and service providers build real, sustainable businesses online. But more than credentials, here's what I want you to know about me. I mentor women who know deep down that they are called to something more, women who carry a gift, a calling, a sense of purpose that they just can't seem to shake, but they're still stuck in this, how do I actually turn this into a business space? That is exactly the conversation that we're having today, so let's get into it. So I want to take you back to a season of my life that I don't talk about often enough. I was sitting in my corporate office running financial projections for companies worth billions of dollars. I had my MBA, I had a master's in accounting, and by every external measure, I had done everything right, but I was miserable. Not in a dramatic, crying at my desk kind of way. It was quieter than that. It was this slow, steady feeling of, this is not it. Like I was wearing a life that didn't fit. And I knew that I was called to something greater. I could feel it, but I had zero idea what that something was. And honestly, that uncertainty was almost worse than the unhappiness, because at least the unhappiness was familiar. So I did what most of us do when we feel called but have no clarity. I ignored it and just kept on grinding. And then something shifted. I started doing financial coaching on the side, just helping people around me understand money and credit and debt. And then something strange happened in those conversations. We kept drifting into business strategy, into marketing, into how to actually get clients. And I realized that I had opinions about all of it, strong ones, detailed ones. I could talk about marketing for hours and not even feel it. And that was a clue that I almost missed. I wasn't just good at it, I was lit up by helping women build businesses and learn the difference between what I was capable of and what I was called to do. Because those two things are not always the same. Here's something that I wish someone had told me earlier. Being called does not mean being ready, and it definitely does not mean being without doubt. I think we've been taught that a God-given calling is supposed to feel certain and clear and peaceful from the very beginning. But that has not been my experience, and honestly, it hasn't been the experience of most of the Kingdom business girlies that I work with either. A calling usually starts as a whisper, a quiet, persistent nudge that doesn't seem to go away, no matter how many times you try to logic your way out of it. It might feel uncomfortable because it's asking you to step into something that you've never done before. It might feel scary because it requires you to trust God more than you trust your own resume. But here's what I've noticed. Fake desires fade. Trends fade. Things that you're just interested in tend to fade when life gets hard. But a genuine calling, it follows you. It finds you in conversations that you weren't expecting. It shows up in the problems that you can't stop thinking about how to solve. It doesn't leave you alone. Hey friend, I wanted to take a quick pause from this conversation because there are 2 things that I want to share with you. First, did you know that about 75% of the people who watch this channel aren't subscribed yet? So there's a really good chance that you might be one of them. And listen, I just want to say thank you for being here. Thank you for watching. Thank you for showing up. Thank you for letting me pour into you. It literally means the world to me. And if you've been finding value in these videos, would you do me a favor and hit that subscribe button? It helps this content to reach more women who are called to build purpose-driven businesses, and I would be so grateful if you would do that. Now, the second thing is this, and I'm speaking to the women who are called to business. You're called to the marketplace, but you're struggling to get clients into your business. I want to invite you to go a little bit deeper with me, because here's what I know about the woman who's sitting right there where you are right now. You're not lacking talent. You're not lacking passion to help people. What you're lacking is a predictable way to turn all of that into paying clients consistently without burning yourself out or trying to figure it all out on your own. You're doing all the things, you're posting, you're showing up, you're putting in the work, but the results just aren't showing up. So I put together a free masterclass where I show you the 4-part client acquisition strategy that 6- and 7-figure businesses use to attract a consistent flow of leads and clients. And you can use this strategy even if you're brand new and your audience is small. By the end of this masterclass, you're going to know exactly how to build that system into your own business so that you can bring in a consistent flow of leads and clients. So no more random posting, no more wondering if this is the month that everything's finally going to click. Just a clear, repeatable system that actually works. So the link to grab your free spot is right there in the description below. Go ahead and register, show up, and let me show you exactly what's possible for your business. All right, now let's get back into the conversation. So if you've been trying to talk yourself out of coaching for a while now and it keeps coming back, that persistence is worth paying attention to. I want to be real with you about some of the mistakes that I made in this process because I think they're going to sound familiar. Okay, so mistake number 1 is waiting for certainty before I moved. I kept thinking that I needed to feel 100% sure before I could take any action. But certainty is almost never what God gives up front. He gives us enough light for the next step, just the next one, and I wasted a lot of time waiting for a spotlight when all I had was a flashlight. And honestly, the flashlight was enough. I just had to start walking. Mistake number 2 was confusing comfort with confirmation. I thought that if something was truly from God, it would feel easy, peaceful, comfortable. So when coaching felt scary, I took it as a sign that maybe I wasn't supposed to do it. But here's what I know now. Discomfort and calling often walk in the same direction. The discomfort doesn't mean stop. Sometimes it just means that this is the thing that's going to require more faith and for you to lean on and trust God more than you may have in the past. Now, mistake number 3 is trying to figure out my calling in isolation. Was I praying about it? Yes, of course. But I wasn't in real community with women who understood both faith and business. I was trying to discern something spiritual completely alone, and that made everything feel 1,000 times harder and lonelier than it needed to be. Community matters. Having people around you who can speak into what they see in you is not optional. That's part of the process. So what did I learn from all of that? A few things that I want to hand directly to you. Lesson number 1, your calling is often hidden in the problems that you can't stop wanting to solve. For me, it was the gap that I kept seeing between talented women and the marketing systems that they needed to reach the people that they were meant to serve. I couldn't stop thinking about it. I couldn't stop talking about it. And that obsession was not random. So, what problem keeps showing up in your life that you feel uniquely positioned to be able to solve? Not because you read a book about it, but because you lived it. That is worth exploring. Lesson number 2, your previous experience is not a detour. It's actually part of the design. I spent years in corporate feeling like I had made a bunch of wrong turns. But every single one of those years built something in me. The analytical mindset, the understanding of return on investment, the ability to look at a business like a financial model and see exactly where the system is broken. Listen, friend, God does not waste your history. The season that felt like a detour was actually preparation. So whatever you walk through before this moment is part of what qualifies you to do what you're being called to do now. Lesson number 3, discernment requires movement. You can't fully discern a calling from a standstill. At some point, you have to take a step, even a small one. Have one conversation, offer one session, share one piece of content, and then watch what happens. Watch how it feels. Watch how people respond. Watch what opens up. Listen, friend, faith is not passive, it's active trust. It moves. Okay, so I want to say something directly to the kingdom business girly who keeps second guessing whether she's qualified. Here's the lie that's keeping you stuck. You think qualified means having all of the answers, having the perfect framework, having enough letters behind your name, having enough years of experience to justify charging for your time. Let me ask you, when someone you love is going through something hard and you sit with them and you help them find clarity, you help them see themselves more clearly, help them to figure out their next step, do you stop and wonder whether you have enough credentials to do that? Of course you don't. You just show up because you care. And that's the heart of coaching. It's not about performing expertise. It's about showing up with what you genuinely have and genuinely being committed to the person that's in front of you. Your master's degree might not be in coaching. Your background might be in healthcare or education or ministry or corporate HR. But whatever you've walked through, whatever you've learned, whatever you've lived, that is real and it's valuable. And there are people right now who need someone who has been exactly where they are. The question is not whether you're qualified. The question is whether you're willing to show up for the calling despite the fear. Because those are two very different questions, and only one of them you have actual control over. All right, so let's get practical. Here are the questions that I want you to sit with and to pray over and to journal on honestly. Question number 1, is this persistent? A genuine calling tends to be stubborn. It keeps coming back. It shows up in conversations, in the books that you're drawn to, in the problems that make your blood pump a little bit faster. If coaching has been following you for a while now, that persistence matters. Passing interests, they don't stick around like that. Question number 2, does it connect to your story? The most powerful coaching comes from proximity, not from somebody who read about the problem in some textbook, but from someone who actually knows what it costs to live inside of that problem. Is there a version of what you're considering coaching on that you've genuinely walked through? If yes, that's not coincidence. And question number 3, do others already come to you for this? Before you ever had a title or a website or an offer, were people already seeking you out for your perspective? Were you the person that your friends called, the one people leaned on in professional circles? That is God showing you something about how He's already wired you to be useful in the world. Question number 4, does it align with your gifts, not just your interests? There's a difference between something that you enjoy and something that you're genuinely anointed to do. Both matter, but the calling lives at the intersection of those two. So what do you do that feels almost effortless to you, but looks like a superpower to everybody else who's watching? Question number 5, can you see how it could serve others, not just fulfill you? A kingdom-minded calling always has an outward direction. It's not just about what you get out of it. It's about who gets to be changed because you were obedient. So if you can see clearly who you would help and how their life would be different, that vision is not something that you manufactured. That came from somewhere. I want to talk about fear for a second, because I think we need to stop pretending that it's not there. Almost every kingdom business girly who has ever joined my CEO Society mentorship community came in carrying some version of this fear. What if I invest in this and I'm not actually called to it? What if I build it and no one comes? What if I put myself out there and people see that I don't have it all together? And here's what I always tell them. That fear is not evidence that you shouldn't do it. That fear is actually evidence that it matters to you. You don't feel that kind of fear about things that don't count. The enemy is not quiet about the things that God is calling you toward. So if anything, opposition gets louder the closer that you are to purpose. So if you've been battling doubt, battling imposter syndrome, battling this constant whisper of who do you think you are? I want to gently suggest that you might be closer to your calling than you've ever been. You don't have to feel ready. You just have to be willing. And if you're watching this, I think you probably already are. Okay, so let me wrap this up with where we go from here. If this video confirms something that you've been feeling for a while, I want you to do one thing before you close out. Leave a comment below and tell me this. What is the transformation you feel called to help people experience? Just write it out. Putting it into words is actually the first act of owning it. And listen, I read every single comment, so I'm gonna see it. And if you're ready to take this thing further, my free masterclass is a great next step. It's where I walk you through how to take that calling and turn it into a real business with real paying clients. The link is in the description below. And if you want to go even deeper, come check out the CEO Society. It's my mentorship community where I work directly with coaches and service providers who are building out their offer and their client attraction systems. It's hands-on, it's real, and it's for the Kingdom business girlies who are done just thinking about this and they're ready to actually build it. Now, in the next video, we're getting into something really specific and really practical. We're going to talk about how you can build a profitable niche, because feeling called is the starting point, but knowing exactly who you're called to serve is what turns that calling into a coaching business. That video is coming next, and I don't want you to miss it. So make sure that you're subscribed so you get notified the moment that it drops. All right, friend, that's all for now. Thank you so much for being here, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye now.